What's up, guys? We are a week away from pitchers and catchers reporting. It's Monday, so CassMac Chat is here. There's not a ton of news necessarily because I think everybody's just kind of middling, waiting for the Super Bowl, and the NBA trade deadline. Some NFL coaching stuff has happened. The Braves arbitration case with Max Fried happens. The Braves technically won, but the overreaction with arbitration cases are nuts, are insane, are unwarranted. Just because the Braves won the case doesn't mean that the Braves and Max Fried have a bad relationship by any means. It's just the process. And actually the process benefits the players because they actually get to set a price. And yes, you have to you have a mediation part of it, but Max is still under contract for 2 more years. Obviously, the LA connection is real, so we'll see what happens there. But hey Jameson, you were actually the first one in this week. I think we missed you last week, but yeah, the arbitration process. I wish it could be updated, just because people tend to overreact with it. But all that matters to me is that Max Fried is under contract for 2 more years. And I would love an extension. I would think if it's going to happen, it's going to happen in this year. So we'll see how that goes. This pretty much all the Brave news this week, I think, was the Max Fried thing. The Pro Bowl was, I hope we extend Max too. Just because, I don't want to hear about souring relationships. It takes 2 to make an extension happen, and everybody understands that Max has a connection to LA. That's not a surprise. So if it doesn't happen, it'll hurt 1,000% more than I think Dansby or Freddie combined, honestly. But it's the reality, and I really, really, really agree that I hope we extend Max, because with Charlie Morton likely retiring, I would guess, after this season, and then the uncertainties of how will Kyle Wright have an encore type of, how will he do there? And then Ian Anderson and Mike Soroka uncertainty. Spencer Strider is a lock for a rotation for years, but there's just a lot more questions if we don't sign Max Fried. So that'll be very interesting. But like I said, we are a week away, so we'll have more content and more baseball centric things to talk about, so that's nice. I did see, scrolling through Twitter, that Tom Hart is the perceived favorite to take over for Chip Carey, and I like it. Tom Hart's been really, really good for years, and he got his start with us, so it's kind of a natural fit, it seems like, so that would be good. But they are doing interviews this week, so I'm not sure, but according to some people closer to the Braves, they won't be doing TV broadcasts of the spring training games. We usually get a couple. What's up, Hudson? We usually get a couple spring broadcasts from Bally, but maybe with their financial issues, maybe that's not happening. We'll probably get it from opponents broadcast like we do. So I'm not sure there, but the only thing we talked about that you missed, Hudson, was Max's arbitration. Max arbitration case, and people freaking out about it and making dumb articles about trade destinations for Max Fried and all that stuff. That doesn't need to happen for at least a year. I get it, but there's just so much overreaction to that. It's something that really grinds my gears, and I wish it could be an updated process, even though it really does benefit the players. But people just freak out so much about it, and we really do need Max, but we'll see what happens. But I'm just really excited that we pitchers and catchers report in a week. That is really huge and fun. So there's that. Sean Newcomb got a signed a minor league deal with the San Francisco Giants. So if their pitching magic is any indication, Sean Newcomb is going to be consistent and amazing, and we're all going to be jealous of it. But this is the best chance that Sean Newcomb has to kind of resurrect things. And I really hope he does. As long as it's not against the Braves, I'm good with it. Because Sean Newcomb, that Dodgers performance he had was a second to none performance, and it's one that I won't forget. And I still have a grudge against Chris Taylor for that single he had. But literally, that was one of the most Spencer Strider-esque performances. So that's amazing. That he gets an opportunity at a pitching magic machine that is San Francisco. So that is big. The Mets claimed. Yeah. I don't know if it's kind of petty, but I want Sean Newcomb to succeed, but I'm like, well, if I want to be the one to kind of unlock things when you take a flyer on the guy, I want to be the one to be able to figure it out. But this is the best opportunity for Sean, so you gotta love it. The Mets claim former Philly Sam Coonrod. So that's an interesting bullpen piece for them. Let's see what else. Football wise, Brian Flores is now the Vikings defensive coordinator. The Panthers getting Evero really excites me. And I think we're putting together a really good staff. So really happy about that. The Kyrie Irving drama is insane. And yes, hi Joseph. Yeah, we talked about the pitchers and catchers reporting in a week, and I think Joe Jimenez has been there for like 2 weeks, so he's getting a big time jump on things. So that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of guys are in the NBA, but Kyrie Irving is definitely up there. But that's just how the NBA is now, and has been for a while. Just checking to see if I missed anything. Nope, didn't miss anything. But Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic should be an interesting pair to watch. At the very least, I guess. The trade deadline is Thursday. If the Hornets don't do anything, it'll be a disgrace if we don't, but who knows on that front. But literally, baseball is pretty darn quiet this week. The Pro Bowl was kind of fun. I think most of the players kind of liked it, so I like that the league is trying to change things and trying to evolve. So that was nice. Well, yeah, the Hornets are definitely tanking now. But with all our injuries and inconsistencies this year, and close losses and stupid losses, it is what it is. Oh, I didn't realize you were a Laker fan, Jameson. Yeah, apparently LeBron is not happy about that, but I think Kyrie Irving is too much of a headache for anyone to take on, but well, it seemed like the players had fun with the Pro Bowl. That's all I was. That's all I was saying. Whether it continues or not, I don't know. But it seemed like they enjoyed it and had fun, so that's all that matters. AJ Green, the Cincinnati Bengal great, and Arizona Cardinal, retired. I did not realize he was a two-time All-Pro and whatchamacallit, and a seven-time Pro Bowler. So that's a bit of news today. Good. Being a Laker fan is tough duty right now, but I just don't see any trades that you guys can make. I mean, I understand that the play-in tournament's a thing, but I just don't. I don't know that you can revamp an entire roster and it give you a chance. Obviously, you have LeBron, so you always have a chance, but that just feels like kind of a no-win situation a little bit. But it'll be interesting to watch, and hopefully the trade deadline is active, so we have just fun things to talk about. If Plumlee is the most likely guy to be traded, because he's having such a career year, that I think that needs to happen definitely. But I don't. Duke is playing like absolute garbage. Why couldn't they do this last? Yeah, Mark Williams definitely needs more minutes, and the argument of Mark Williams not playing. The argument of Mark Williams not playing is just because Plumlee is still in a Hornets uniform, because you can't really rotate three centers at all. It's really hard to do, and with all the injuries and stuff like that. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but are they not even? They must not even be playing Drake Lively either. That's weird. Or maybe they are. I can't tell. But yeah. Ooh. But yeah, the UNC is just kind of blech this year so far, and it's definitely surprising, but it is what it is. College basketball has so much parity that it's almost not surprising in some ways. But really, really stoked about baseball coming up, and some of the ideas that yes, Hudson, I'm a Tar Heel because I've lived in um, I lived in North Carolina my entire life, so yeah, I know I'm a UNC Charlotte grad, but I was just always my family was a Carolina fan, so I just kind of latched onto that bandwagon. Yeah, so um, always. But I mean, I guess if UNC played UNC Charlotte, I would kind of have to go to my alma mater, but no, 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 not. That's not allowed in my household. But yes, you can, but not for me. Um, but yeah, really, really excited. Baseball getting almost ramped up and trying to execute some cool ideas for you guys. I had a really good insane spike of subscribers yesterday, and 10 subscribers in a day is like a record for me, and uh, so I'm trying to keep that momentum going. So again, I know I say this every week, but thank you guys for all the support and all of that stuff. Yeah, I did yesterday, and I'm at 1204 now, so that was great. Yeah, the Vanderbilt, Beasley, and Conley, I kind of like that too. Um, because you guys need 3-point shooting, and badly, Jameson. So yeah, that I like. I just don't I just don't know if that'll actually. Duh, the real Carolina. Okay. Well, we have some rivalries in other sports. Just luckily it's not the Braves, but rivalry is a good thing, for sure. And that's always. I love having rivalries and trash talking and all that stuff, in any sport. So that's good. And 40-26. No, Larinagas. Um, thanks, Jameson. Yeah, it's really cool. It was really random and fun, so I like that kind of stuff. But again, trying to um, execute some new ideas for you guys. Keep it fresh. Keep it good. And with Bally Sports or whatever the TV network is gonna be, we might not get as many spring broadcasts as we typically do. So my spring recaps will probably get a nice boost, which is nice. And hopefully, we will get um, opposing broadcasts to do spring training games, so we can figure that out, and still have some Braves baseball and some baseball overall. No play-by-play broadcaster yet. They're still doing interviews this week. Apparently, the leader is Tom Hart. We did talk about that at the beginning, but the leader is Tom Hart, which I like. He's got Braves ties. He does multiple sports and does them very, very well. So that's going to be key to find out. It's going to be fun and interesting to find out. And no, I did not get a call, unfortunately. Not I think I'm more suited for the sideline, but that's just me. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting to see how things change and how much fun it's going to be with the young bloods that we have and the electricity and all of that stuff. And I plan on I think I plan on yeah. I mean that's also somebody brought that up as well today. Uh, I think we all are gonna miss Dansby, but I think if we can get more consistency, I think we're not gonna miss the inconsistency of Dansby, but I'm definitely going to miss Dansby. Sorry, my hair is not being cooperative today. But being that Dansby is such a hot and cold player, it's going to be interesting to see what Von Grisham does and brings to the table. I know he's been working his butt off with Ron Washington already in spring training, or not even spring training before. And Ron Washington is the ultimate infield guru. So I'll trust that, and obviously there's going to be some bumps. There was even bumps with Dansby defensively as well. I think Von Grisham is more polished than Dansby was early on. I could be wrong on that, but that's just my perspective there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss Dansby and his consistent defense and all that. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Thank you. We'll just have to wait and see. I did see a mock trade today of us acquiring Ha-Seong Kim from the Padres for Ian Anderson and one of their big time left-handed relievers. I can't remember the name, but I don't know if I would do that. I think I think that, well, you can. I mean, just because Dansby isn't a Brave anymore doesn't mean you can't wear the shirt. I mean, he's still a champion for us, and but anyway, that mock trade that I saw, I love Ha-Seong Kim and I love the reliever, but Ian Anderson is really, yeah, because Ian Anderson's under contract for 3 more years. Ha-Seong Kim is an amazing defensive shortstop, but I think Vaughn Grisham has way more upside. I think Vaughn Grisham has way more upside overall, and offensively, we saw a lot of amazing things that we didn't see with Dansby early on, like the long at bats and that sort of thing. So and Ian Anderson is going to be very, very, very important depth. He may, yeah, I mean, the DH left field situation, I know it's gonna have to give in spring training, and I really hope that something happens. Yeah, I mean, Ian Anderson is way too important depth wise to me, especially since he has 3 years of control. But that's just my opinion. And obviously, I feel like the left field DH situation has to clear itself up in spring training, because the thing that still trips me up is that Alex Anthopoulos said that he wants Travis d'Arnaud to DH more. So, but if Marcell Ozuna is a bench piece or a DH to me, he's not a left fielder, or I'll really poke my eyes out watching him play defense. So I feel like something has to give. Whether we eat the contract or find a trade partner, I don't know, but that's the one situation I'm really gonna be following, obviously. But the back end of the bullpen with guys like Nick Anderson, Dennis Santana, Yaxel Rios, Jackson Stevens, that battle is going to be interesting as well to follow. But I just can't wrap my brain around, unless Marcell Ozuna tears the cover off the ball in spring training, I just only see him as a DH. I mean, I don't see him in any way, shape, or form a left fielder at all now. So I feel like something's still got to give, because technically we have 7 outfield types, and personally, I would rather roll with Eddie Rosario and one of those guys like Kevin Pillar or. Yeah, exactly. I mean, thinking about he can't theoretically be as bad as he was last year, but I just don't know. God, I can't keep my hair in my eye. I just don't see a situation where it makes sense for the Braves to have Ozuna. even though he had a 120, I think it was 120 OPS plus against righties. So that's a good number, and you would theoretically think he can't be that bad. But this offseason they were bad? Oh, God. Okay. Well, I have no idea. It almost feels like unless he tears the cover off the ball, we're probably going to end up eating the money or trying to find a bad contract. But we talked about all offseason, we tried that twice, and both times the other partner said no. So I'm not sure. But there's another voice that whispers, then it roars. I'm not done yet. And I don't know why every week Marcell Ozuna comes up. I guess because he's the black hole of our roster that none of us can figure out. But that's just the reality. Yeah. There's only one. Oh, we've got a good one coming your way in just over an hour in the Big 12. Number 9, Kansas. For sure, Jayhawks favored by 4.5 points, and Jalen Wilson. Keep an eye on that. He's gonna definitely, for sure, about the opportunity. He kind of has to with his contract, but yes, definitely a very, very short leash. And I hope, and I hope like an Eli White or Jordan Luplo or Kevin Pillar make it literally impossible for us to have Marcell Ozuna on the roster. That would be great. Just for our sanity to try to figure it out and hope that Marcell Ozuna plays well enough in spring training that we could trade him. It would be great. I don't know the reality of that, but Eli White has got some Terrence Gore speed to burn, so he's going to be a fun one to watch. I think the most unlikely guy is Sam Hilliard, the guy we got from the Rockies, just because he has no minor league options. Luplo and White have minor league options, so that's something to keep in mind while watching spring training this year. Excuse me. And just because I always do it, today's dinner is ribs, baked potato, and green beans. But I honestly, I kind of want to see Kevin Pillar just take it and stranglehold it. But I would love to see Eddie Rosario bounce back as well. I think we kind of need it. But that's just my flavor. And obviously, I think there's still things to be determined. And because Alex Anthopoulos does things that none of us are thinking of, so I think that's going to be a key. But between the left field DH situation and the back end depth relievers, that's going to be fun to watch. Join us and make a difference in our community. Be the calm in the chaos. Be the voice in the dark. It's the hardest career you'll ever love. Will you answer the call? Discover more at it.nc.gov/911careers. Take a break from car payments until spring. They took all the players to Northport. Well, they don't. They're not supposed to. They don't have to report until next week. But I like early guys early. reporting getting to work, that means they're ready and raring to go. And that means that we are all ready and raring to go as well. So that's always a big. Oh, well, that's good too. That means they're all getting ready and raring to go. But yeah, it's always exciting. I'm trying to get the free agent videos started. I'm doing the Braves one right now, so I'm trying to get that out.
And I think, Dre, the key is going to be, I want to see the first 5 minutes for the Blue Devils and see if some paint got scraped off that locker room wall inside.
But
The offensive rebound. Now for the young guy. Again, you talk about that length with Duke, but it's not physical.
not a lot of actual news this week. Who do we got in the Super Bowl? I'm leaning Philadelphia, but I can see the Kansas City just because of their experience. And Kansas City is probably going to be the toughest game that Philadelphia's had all year. So but I hope it's going to be like a 35-31 game. I have a feeling that's going to happen. I think if Kansas City can block Hassan Reddick, they're going to win. I don't really follow racing that hard, but I do know that name and know he's been a staple in racing. So good for him to retire on his own, the way he wants to. Great career. Congratulations to him. Okay, so we all. You're right. It is a good sign that baseball's right around the corner. And I'm going to be really, really busy, so that's always a good thing. Really, really happy about that. So we're all kind of on KC. So that's. I really think it's going to be a fun game. Yeah, I just did an article about a week ago about the possibility of the Braves having 3 catchers. I'm still working for Battery Power. We as a site are also doing like free agency kind of videos, but in a writing sense. So I got to figure out what team I'm gonna do there. But I did an article about a week ago about the possibility of the Braves carrying 3 catchers because of the Travis Darno DHing of it all. And if you like a matchup, Chadwick Trump could be an option. A very subtle, probably not option, but it was just something that I thought about and wrote because it was annoying me. The whole excuse me, Travis Darno DHing thing has got me weirded out because the roster just doesn't fit that plan, even though I like that plan. So yeah, I'm gonna try to continue doing writing this year as well, for sure. I do a lot of history. The history articles that you see, I do those. So I just kind of try to keep it simple, and whatever they need, I do. So, but yeah, writing is gonna be there as well. But every time, the funny thing about me writing, every time I think of an article to do, the player or the concept, they kind of go cold. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to write about that now because it's like a superstition type thing. So hopefully I'll be able to execute it where I don't jinx a player, and they continue their hot pace when I come up with an article idea. But yeah, that's definitely going to be part of the season as well, for sure. And I'm really excited to see where that goes. But also being able to continue to build Braves Anatomy in the process is a pleasure and a blessing that Battery Power has afforded me. So I'm really grateful for that. So yeah. See, I this Kevin Harvick talk. All I know is that he's a really good NASCAR driver. That's all I know, and that's probably the only sport that I can't even fake it until I make it is NASCAR. Yes, I do. I do know that NASCAR has changed since he died, but that's pretty much it. So Duke is getting absolutely ran out of the building right now, 49-26.
This is a tough, hard-nosed team.
Yeah, going. I've never. Yeah. I've never been to a NASCAR race, and it probably wouldn't be good for my cerebral palsy. So I just kind of, it's just kind of one that I don't. That's cool. Working at a racetrack is cool. But yeah, NASCAR is just not my cup of tea. I appreciate it, but it's just not a love of mine necessarily.
and defensive player of the year a season ago. What's that tell you? He's a double machine even at this level. Ryan Young back into the game for Duke. Roach. Filipowski, it hit him. He had the right idea, but it ricocheted off Miller.
Wow.
Filipowski on the way out of
That's fun. Now that sounds fun, and that might get me into racing.
So he knows a little bit about toughness. Take a look right there. That ball, it's last to touch when the ball hit somebody out of bounds, and it did hit Filipowski.
Well, maybe I'll make a venture down there one of these days, Joseph, and meet you. I
Good job by Ryan Young. That's the second time tonight he's beat everybody down the floor to transfer from Northwestern.
that's cool. You got all you guys have cool racing stories. Yeah. That is definitely understandable, Hudson. That's not something to take lightly, for sure.
You inspired Alexis Diaz to be, well, more you. So
The hockey skills challenges were fun. I think they were more fun than the Pro Bowl stuff. But
Getting stuff for the Super Bowl. Just stuff, the basics: chips, soda, Samsung Neo QLED 75-inch TV, cookies. Neo QLED? Yup, great for live action. Give me 85-inch. 85-inch. Got it.
I did see that Steph Curry's going to be out a while with his partial tear and something in his leg. So that's unfortunate.
So what about a day
How do I feel about the Canes? Amazing right now. We're on a heater and we complete insane comebacks, so that's good. Our goalies are in a good spot right now. I have no idea what that means for trade deadline or any of that stuff. I'm not well versed in that, but I'm very excited about where we sit. So the Canes are making me really excited, and that's really good. And that's really good considering how bad the Hornets are. So it's giving me a nice, different reprieve. And the recaps is done pretty well as well. So that's also an extra little sweet bonus. But the Canes are got me fired up, and I can't wait to see the Stadium Series. That's going to be really cool. No, UNC really hasn't found their footing all year long. It is what it is. I think it sometimes you have the same team and you plug in one guy. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And this year it doesn't look like it's working. But last thing on the Canes, I really think we have a really good chance at going really far. Hopefully our goalies stay healthy. That was the issue that got us last year, so we'll see how that ends up working. But they're very exciting right now. I think your Avalanche are kind of yeah. He does take dumb shots, and sometimes that's the thing that yeah. Hey, that sounds good. if we see you guys in the finals, that would be fun. Super fun. And you guys don't look like you're having a championship hangover, so that's nice for you guys as well. But yeah, but the good thing is the Super Bowl is this Sunday, and then it clears up for what was I saying? Oh, the Super Bowl equals baseball's right around the corner, so that's always a good mile marker in the calendar. But I mean, sometimes, well, we both know sometimes the best teams don't always win the World Series or the championship. It's who's playing best at the time, so we'll see how that works out. It's going to be really, really exciting. I think the balanced schedule and only playing 14 the teams 14 times instead of 19 is going to be a nice change. And I had an epiphany the other week that we might not hear the Brandon Nimmo story because Chip is not going to be with us, and I was like, really? I had like a aha moment that we won't hear that Brandon Nimmo is from Wyoming and didn't play high school ball because it was so snowy and blah blah blah. That was just kind of a funny thought that I had. But yeah, I mean, it's I have no idea like who's gonna stand up in March. I think the Big 12. I feel like it's gonna be a rando this year, like a Purdue or a somebody Kansas State, somebody in the Big 12, or somebody that we're not even thinking of. That might make a really big Cinderella run in the tournament. That could be interesting. If it's not, of course, North Carolina, and other teams. But that's going to be fun to follow and watch. I think the WBC starts in March as well. I'll try to cover that as well. I've got the top comeback or bounce back candidates list percolating in my head, so got that going. So just some really exciting stuff. That is really good to hear. I love Simba. Andrelton Simmons. Excuse me. March 8th. Thanks for the date. So I'll try to cover that stuff. I think MLB Network will have that. To watch and to follow that way. A lot of people are dropping out due to like scheduling quirks, family obligations, and injury thoughts. The other big thing I did see was that the the Japanese star that the Mets signed, Singaya or something, whatever. The Mets were concerned about his physical, so that might be a thing to watch throughout the year. Excuse me, throughout spring training and throughout the year, because they were concerned about his physical, but they did not want another Carlos Correa fiasco. So maybe that's something to keep in mind, especially the fact that he's already 30. I did not realize that, and he signed a 5-year, $75 million contract. So that's very, very interesting. Um, yeah. That is pretty much all of the news I have. Um,
Right here, take a look now. Keep your head up. Next time do it himself and yell over the back of the crowd.
Duke is getting smacked 55-37. Wish that was Saturday, but. And I do believe that the Angels aren't selling. Art Moreno is not selling, which is a bad thing for the Angels. So remember last week, I think it was last week, Hudson, when you asked me, will the Angels make the playoffs? And you said I was stuck to it. That might.
Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse
The Angels guaranteed to the playoffs might blow up in my face. And not that I want a move to blow up, I mean, a player's career to blow up, but it sounds like it's a possibility for Mets with Singa or whatever, however you say that. Yeah, that was really really difficult. In a boating accident. Yeah, MLS does start soon. That's another thing, and maybe we'll take a step forward there. But yeah, that was incredibly sad. For that was definitely not the way you wanted to. You never want to see that, but to have to deal with that at any time.
But New York Life's product is different. It's 12,000 experts whose responsibility is to be there.
Yeah, that's athletes impact our lives in so many different ways, and to lose anyone tragically, but to lose him the way our organization did and the way MLS did, that's just something that you can never get over and never replace. And that's the thing that makes me love sports so much, the reality that these guys are human, but they also impact us just from watching. So yeah, that's going to be a difficult storyline for us this year. Yeah, we have done a very very quality job. We have done a fantastic job of honoring him and keeping talking about him, and I think that's going to continue. And I think that's a really great representation of our team, our city, and Dave Tepper finally making me proud, because he's been certainly annoying in some of his actual football moves that he's made over his ownership tenure, but that this aspect, honoring Anton and everything that he meant to the game of soccer and us, makes me proud. So that's really nice.
This is the danger we're watching. This is a talented young team. This is the danger in college basketball of old versus young. And a very hungry, tough Miami team. Here they go again. Oh, Amir lost it on the way up. That's going to hustle back on D.
Oof. But really happy about that. Next week we will talk about the Super Bowl and gearing up completely for spring training and stuff like that. And yeah, the Rock Hill practice facility is like so terrible, and there's been some illegal stuff and not paying certain things and all that stuff. I don't necessarily know the full details, but I know it's not on the up and up, for sure. So again, that's why I said that Dave Tepper hasn't necessarily made me proud. Um, Made me proud, in certain things, and the practice facility fiasco is definitely one of them. Um, so it is what it is. It's not my money. It's not my issue, thankfully. But yeah, it's a big potential loss for players and everybody coming in and all that stuff. And to have a high end practice facility would be nice. So hopefully they can figure it out. But it's definitely not on the up and up right now, for sure. But yeah, we are still at Watford. I don't know if that's gonna. We were, yeah, last year. We were still there last year. I don't know if that was supposed to continue because I thought we would be done with the practice facility. But as of now, yes, that is where we still are, for training camp. So I think that's gonna. I think that's still gonna be the case. Yes, that was because of Jerry Richardson. And he wasn't the greatest guy either, but for different reasons. But yeah, Jerry Richardson did a lot of good for us, football wise. And I always thank him for bringing Carolina Panthers football to life. So yes, but that definitely was because of Jerry Richardson. Yeah. Bojangle. I love Bojangles tea too. LOL. But yeah, we've got some interesting stuff going on in the Carolinas, but it looks like we're. Oh, that is terrible. That is unfair. But I will say I think Bojangles a little too spicy for me, but not. But I do enjoy it. But Yeah, Carolina football has been through some dark stuff, but I think there's some light at the end of that tunnel, and I'm really excited about that. Excuse me. Duke is getting ran out of the building 68-43. I think that's all I have for the week. We'll talk about the Super Bowl next week, some other cool opportunities hopefully coming for Braves Anatomy. Still gonna be pumping those videos out every single day, and I will see you guys next week, and hopefully there will be a lot more baseball news to talk about. But we did a pretty good job in your personal moving and storage team. An hour and 6 minutes with not a lot of news is pretty impressive. So that is good. What is that? What is the wow for the me saying Bojangles is too spicy?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy, which helps us save a lot of money. Oh, Teddy, did you get my friend request? I'll have to check. And Joni's here. For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
No, I'm big things in the works. I'm trying. You know about the one thing that's happening on Wednesday, but yeah, I'm trying to up my thumbnail game and up my overall game. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot every single time. And again, thank you guys for joining every single week. It helps with the watch hours and the algorithm and all the technical stuff with YouTube. It always helps. So I appreciate it. As always, go Braves, champions forever. See y'all next week.
No contract, no surprise fees, no added phone taxes. Get 300 meg internet for $49.99. Business Connect for $19.99.